just going through tech now. This is insane. I've never seen this many cars in Thunder Valley. There is hundreds of cars. So if you've never been to Thunder Valley before, there's a lot of Thunder Valleys. This one's in South Dakota, Parker, South Dakota. It's guardrail track. It's a quarter-mile track. We're on an 1/8 mile today. I believe it's one of the older tracks around still. I believe it's from the early 60s. But here's a peek at the surface if you've never seen it. So they've got, the concrete pad goes about 200 feet if I had to guess. And the concrete pad is actually really nice. It's a pretty smooth track. It's like your standard width. So I was gonna drive this weekend, and we were driving out here, and Dad was talking about how much he wishes his car was done. I'm like, why? He's like, well, really want to race. I was like, well, just drive mine. He's like, no, that's okay. I was like, no, really, you can drive it. He's like, well, I guess if you want me to. So Dad's gonna drive today, which I don't mind. He's probably the better index driver out of the two of us anyhow. So as you saw last weekend, I completely goofed that, and he had won the weekend before. So hopefully he can do it again, because I think today this is going to pay probably north of $3,000 in both classes. They're guaranteed $1,500, and entries are on top, and there's 35 cars in each class. So here's the trick to Thunder Valley. So we're at 200 feet right now where the concrete pad ends and comes out to asphalt. There's a couple pretty good potholes here. The right lane is a lot smoother, but it's equally as rough. We won't have any trouble with this today because we're on motor and making a stout 600, but when you see those guys come out and try to manage power out here like 200 feet, it definitely gets a little tricky. I actually don't have any data from the left lane because when I raced here 2 years ago, I was actually in the right lane for every single pass. So I don't know how tricky it is to get down this. There's definitely worse out there, and you'd be surprised what a car will cruise over. But at any rate, Dad's up there right now doing the chip draw for 650 and 750. If you're wondering how I'm gonna slow the car down a second, I don't have a plan at all. I told Dad to use your right foot in moderation and, you know, see what you can do. So should be wildly entertaining to watch him try to pull that off. Paired up right now, they're running small tire. Paired up for 650 in the first round. Dad made it through 650 and 750 first round in both, and we're already fighting what I was concerned about, which is the battery. This event is running extremely quick, which props them. I've never seen so many cars get ran through in this quickly. So we're kind of fighting, trying to keep the battery charged. I don't have an alternator because I'm an idiot. So I've got the generator with me on the golf cart, battery charger, and kind of hope for the best. Cars are starting to get heat soaked. We're at 650 right now, and much like last weekend, we can't run a 650. So we're just kind of out here hoping for the best, heads up racing on it. It's in green basically. So see how this one goes. Racing Cole Keller, him and his dad are local with us, race at Brainerd and Grove Creek together. So should be a good matchup. We've entered pure chaos mode. I'm running around, I've ditched the hood, battery's dying, the car's slowing down, nobody knows what to do. event are pure chaos, just straight chaos. Nobody knows what's happening anymore. I'm not even sure what index he's in at this point, but we're basically just going round robin in both classes. I don't know if the hood experiment is working or if it's worth anything whatsoever. Luckily, the old man is just crushing people on the tree for the most part. So we're making up for a car that is 2/10 slow right now with 2/10 advantage on the tree, which would be like a difference in a 400 and a 600 light. Well, this is what completely screwed looks like. We're to the point now where the car is 200 degrees on the return road. The battery's down under 12 volts. And we got about a minute and a half between classes to try to charge. We should have went right back to the lanes. I should have brought everything up there, but try to maintain here. We got 650 coming up, and that's where we're hurting the most because we can't run that number. I don't have the ladder for either of these classes, but I could really go for a buy run right now. Alright, we're down to 4 cars in 750. We just lost at 5 cars in 650, which sucks. Dad's just driving lights out today, and I bring a car that can't run the index, so oh well. Try to stay positive here. Car is about 200 degrees now coming in here, which is okay because we obviously have some numbers in our pocket at 750. Well, and that's how that ends. So that's a scenario that I feared happening. Guy in the left, he guessed the instant green and he was off by a mile. So that sucks. I mean, nothing Dad could have done about it. I really didn't see that coming. That's amazing. I guessed that green, 4 cars left, but touche to him. Did what he had to do to get the W. And we're back home. That is a long 24 hours. Left last night like 7. Got there at 1. Raced, came home. It's like 1 in the morning now. Either way, it's a great time. I love the track. I love everybody out there. It was super cool. I got to meet a ton of people that are like social media friends they've never actually met in real life. So I got to meet all those guys. And we sold a ton of shirts, hats, t-shirts, decals, which is awesome because we spent like 140 bucks in entries and we got that all back this weekend. So it makes it a little easier, like when you race every weekend and spend all your money, if you can recoup a little bit in t-shirt sales. So like greatly appreciative of everyone that bought stuff this weekend. That's super cool. It's always a good time. That was the most well-run, like 100+ car count event I've ever seen. It kind of sucked for us because we couldn't keep up, but it's so much better than sitting around all day just waiting on calls and being bored out of your mind. So I think they started the event just after 1 p.m. and they finished the event at like 5:30. So to run 80 index cars total. They had like 20 in small tire, 20 in DOT, 3 in big tire. So to knock out all of those cars, plus guys that were testing tuning in like 4.5 hours, absolutely incredible. So props to Matt Lynn and Thunder Valley for putting that event on. We had a great time. Definitely going back next year. In the meantime, though, I've acquired my new intake. So it's just like an Edelbrock Super Vic for rectangle port, obviously. They're on backorder everywhere, so I actually paid full retail for a used one that I found on the internet, and that's okay because an intake's an intake. I stole Dad's nitrous kit because he's actually switching to 4500 stuff, so he's not going to need it anymore. And this honey here is the Speedmaster 4150, much like an AccuFab, but crappier and cheaper. So I'm already skeptical because this thing looks well used. It was on somebody's car already once, and it probably sucked, so they sent it back. So I will find out. So I'm going to try really hard to get that on this week, and we can spray the car and at least have a little bit of fun before the year ends. So needless to say, stand by for me destroying a perfectly good LS3 motor.